of the ascension of Jesus to his Father in heaven. As Luke's gospel just said, he parted from them and was taken up to heaven. But you know, I have a question I need to ask Jesus. So Jesus and I are going to have a two-way conversation. And I'm inviting you to listen in on it. Is that okay? Yes. Okay. Okay. Jesus, I have a question I have to ask you. Why did you go? How could you leave? You leave us no church. You leave us only a small group of disciples, whom, if I may say so, themselves leave a lot to be desired. They're poorly educated. They are imprudent. They are impetuous. And Lord, you know they're not known for their strength and their courage, because they all abandoned you when you were arrested. This is the legacy you are leaving, but it gets worse when we see what you're asking of this motley group of disciples. You, he says to them, you have said, you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, to the ends of the earth. You will preach my name to all nations. Lord, are you just trusting your whole enterprise, this whole enterprise, to them? You know, everything you stood for, everything you died for? Can you see why I need to ask you that question? How can you leave? Now it's the Lord's turn. I hear the Lord saying, hey, Bob, listen to me, will you? You are just about as slow to learn as my first disciples. Read the first reading of Mass that you just had again. Read it again. Where I'm talking about, the promise of the Father coming to my disciples, and they will be baptized in a few days in the Holy Spirit. Read that gospel again that you just read, where I'm saying I'm sending to you the promise of the Father, and you will be clothed in power from on high. The promise of the Father, Bob, is the Holy Spirit. I'm sending the Holy Spirit upon my disciples, and you celebrate that event next week, which you call Pentecost. Oh. Okay, thank you, Lord. I think I'm getting the message now. No, you're not. There's still more. There's still more. Look at those fearful, poorly educated disciples after Pentecost. Look at their wisdom and their courage. Follow their words. Follow them to their very deaths. They are dying for what they believe in. And how in the world can you explain the history and the growth of our church over 2,000 years? Our church, it has survived longer than any earthly kingdom or enterprise. It has survived persecutions and scandals through the centuries. Bob has even survived bungling priests and bishops and popes. Don't you believe in the Holy Spirit? You ask me, how could I leave? My answer to you is the same as my answer to my disciples. it is better for you that I go. Because if I do not go, the Spirit will not come upon you. But if I go, I will send the Spirit upon you. Okay, Lord, I get the message. I believe. Help my unbelief. And you know, we really have something to celebrate next week if we believe in the power of the Holy Spirit in our own lives.